Hello everyone, I am again Hare Ram Rai through Royal Edugen YouTube channel. I want to explain the chapter number 2 for the standard 12 biology at a glance. इस चैप्टर में मैं आपको संक्षेप में इस चैप्टर के मेन पॉइंट को रखूँगा। चैप्टर आप पढ़ रहे हैं, मेरा भी वीडियो इस पर बहुत सारा है, आप लोग देखे भी होंगे या फिर देखेंगे, बट इस समय मैं बिल्कुल प्रिसाइज वे में मैं इस चैप्टर का एक्सट्रैक्ट एक तरह से कहें वो आपके सामने रख रहा हूं और कम समय में आप इसमें मैक्सिमम नॉलेज लेकर के और आप क्वेश्चन आंसर पर आप ठीक से आ सकते हैं। सो लेट अस वॉच दिस वीडियो केयरफुली. The chapter name is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. We are talking about flowering plant. So flower is most flower is most fascinating organ of angiosperm. Angiosperms you are already familiar with. Flowers are the object of aesthetic, ornamental, social, religious and cultural value. In my video I have already explained in detail about these word. So flower is a very important part of a plant that play very important role in your life. So that is describing here. Just you try to observe the diagram of this flower. It has a pedicel. The stalk here not level is called pedicel and the part is ovary this one, and then a stigma, here a style, this is the female part. This one is anther, filament you are observing is the male part. This one is sepal and this one is petal, colorful part is petal. So you all are familiar with, no problem at all here. Now come to the pre-fertilization structure and events in the flowering plants. So in pre-fertilization structure, come to the male part, no meaning for sepals and petals. They are it protect the flower in young condition, petals attract the insect for pollination. Main parts are male part and female part. Male part has the anther and the filament and connective here. So when we cross this one, take a cross section, we will see 4 chamber, pollen grains in the pollen sacs or the chambers. These are the line of dehiscence you are observing here. The structure of microsporangium, a transverse section of microsporangium are seen here. Okay. Now come again for detail. When we observe this structure here, we will see it is a whole view, and in cellular diagram you will observe this structure here. It is highlighted that the outer one is epidermis. Below epidermis there is a endothecium. Below endothecium there is a middle layer, and below middle layer there is a microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cells are the sporogenous cells which undergoes meiotic division to form haploid pollen tetrads. Pollen tetrads under metamorphosis form the pollen grains. These are the pollen grains formed. Again these are the layers you can see here. There is 4 chamber, as the generally anther is dithecous and bilobed, and each lobe is dithecous. So altogether 4 lobes you can see here, 2, 3 and 4 lobes. So this one is the diagram of that. When you see the structure of a mature pollen grain, you will see that a vegetative cell is there, generative cell is there, and exine and intines. Exines are very resistive as they are made up of sporopollenin, a very resistive substance. You can learn here, no problem I think. In female part, the pistil is or megasporangium, that is ovule, and embryo. So female part content consists of ovary, style and stigma. Inside the ovary there is ovule. This one is the structure of ovule, where this is embryo sac surrounded by integuments, inner integuments, outer integuments, and this one is the micropylan, this one is a chalazalan. Inside this there is a this structure. You can see how it is developed, the embryo sac, and the 7 celled 8 nucleated embryo sac has at micropylan there is an egg apparatus. This one is egg apparatus, and these are the synergids guarded the egg apparatus, and these are the polar nuclei come from each side. As try to understand this one. Let me explain. Inside the ovary there is a formation of, I am talking about the formation of embryo sac. So inside the ovary there is ovule, and inside the ovule some of the new cellular part, some of the new cells here, some of the new cells become special and behave like megaspore mother cell, undergoes meiotic division to form 4 haploid cells, out 4 megaspore tetrads, 4 cells. Out of 4, 3 degenerate, 1 remains functional, and that divides thrice to form one. Once it divides to form 2 cell, another 4 cell, and another third time. So first time, second time, and the third time. So after division of third time, it forms 8 cells. These 8 cells are rearranged, further developed and rearranged in such a way that 3 remains here, 3 remains here, 1 from each side comes here as a central cell, and they fuse together to form polar nuclei, secondary nucleus. The polar nuclei fuse together to form secondary nucleus, and this one is egg, which undergoes double fertilization and triple fusion. So what is this? I will later on discuss. Pollination, you know, pollination you are familiar with, the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. So various adaptations are there, you can easily understand type of pollination. Pollination has taken place. Okay, artificial pollination can be done through emasculation and bagging technique. So what happens here in outbreeding devices? We have artificial hybridization, emasculation and bagging. Try to understand. During fertilization what happens? Just here in this diagram, the case of when pollination taking place, pollen grains start germinating here, and during its development the vegetative cell pushes the generative cell. Generative cells migrate here. When the pollen grain pollinated at the same species, then it is nourished by this one, and there is a chemical interaction, chemotropic movement. Through chemotropic movement the pollen tube develops and finally reaches here with the 2 male gametes. One male gamete fuses with egg and another male gamete fuses with already fused secondary nucleus, hence the fertilization is said to be double. Since 2 polar nuclei fuse together and 1 male gamete fuses further, hence it is called triple fusion. So triple fusion and double fertilization easily you can understand. In artificial hybridization, emasculation, what is emasculation? The cutting and removal of male parts. Male parts we have already discussed here. Male parts is the anther. So cutting and removing of anther, this one. This part, cutting and removal, is called emasculation. Bagging is the tying of female part in order to avoid unwanted pollination. Tying this with a bag. So this is called bagging and emasculation. These are the techniques through which the artificial hybridization the plant breeders generally perform. Now this one is the structure of fertilized embryo sac. Fertilization has taken place, and the primary endosperm having 3 nucleated, 3N, diploid, zygote is diploid, and rest are haploid. So rest degenerate, it is primary endosperm nucleus utilized during its development or may persist. On that basis there are 2 types of seeds, endospermic and non-endospermic. So development of embryo taking place. I have already explained this in detail in my classes. Seed, you know, the mature ovule developed into seed. Seed may be albuminous and non-albuminous. It means if the endosperm, again try to understand, if the endosperm persists during the embryo development, the endosperm is used up, then the seed will be non-endosperm or non-albuminous. But if it used up, then it is called non-albuminous. But if it persists, doesn't use up properly, then it is called albuminous or endospermic seed. Like coconut, in 2019, this was in NEET question examination. The coconut is endospermic seed. Here sometimes the question asks regarding the dot diagram of maize seed. You know, these are the pericarp, endosperm, scutellum, there is cotyledon, coleoptile region, plumule region, coleorhiza region and radical region. So, you are already familiar with body diagram. Try to understand false fruit and true fruits. A fruit which consists of other than ovary is called false fruit, and the fruit which developed only by ovary, it is called true fruit. Like mango is a true fruit, brinjal is a false fruit. Apomixis or polyembryony. Sometimes you know that the Asteraceae family and grasses have evolved a species mechanism to produce seed without fertilization. If seed is developed without fertilization, it is called apomixis, okay, or polyembryony. Sometimes many ovule, inside the ovule, many nucellar diploid cells may protrude and they behave like a fertilized zygote and start developing like this. Many protrude inside it in the ovule here and start behaving like a zygote. So, many embryo, at the place of one embryo there are many embryo, many seeds are formed, like in citrus fruit you can see. So, that is called polyembryonic condition. Okay. Now, come to your question answer. Your first question is, name the part of an angiosperm flower in which development of male and female gametophyte takes place. So, definitely the answer will be, the male part will be the stamen and the female part will be the carpel. Clear? Okay, come to the question number second. Okay, differentiate between microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis. Which type of cell division occurred during these events? Name the structure formed at the end of two events. Okay, so let us see the answer. The process of formation of pollen grain by the reduction division in pollen mother cell of the anther is called microsporogenesis. The development of microspore, that is pollen grain, while the formation of embryo sac or microsporangium by the reduction division in megaspore mother cell of ovule, that is adjacent to nucellus, is termed as megasporogenesis. Okay. All, another difference, all the four haploid pollen cells, these are called pollen tetrads, developed into the pollen grains. Okay, they develop into the pollen grains. But out of 4 megaspores, haploid megaspores, 3 degenerate and only one remains functional to produce embryo sac. So, this is major difference. The structure, next question is, in both the cases the type of cell division occur is reduction division, reduction or meiosis. Type of cell division taking place in both the events. Okay. Then what are the structure form? So, after the microsporogenesis, the pollen grains are formed, the structure formed with pollen grains, and in megasporogenesis the embryo sac is formed. Okay, clear. Third question, arrange the following terms in the correct development sequence. Okay, so just try to understand. I have explained in the sequence wise that first of all the sporogenous tissues are there. When you see the structure of cross section of microsporangium, you have studied that epidermis, endothelium, middle layer, then tapetum, and then sporogenous cells. So sporogenous cells undergoes reduction division to form pollen tetrads. So sporogenous tissue will be the first, which out of sporogenous tissue one behave like pollen mother cell, and pollen mother cell undergoes reduction division to form microspore tetrads, and these microspore tetrads after metamorphosis developed into pollen grain, and when pollen grain germinates then they produce male gametes. So in this way you can sequentially arrange the sporogenous tissue, pollen mother cell, microspore tetrads, then pollen grains, then male gametes. Clear? Then come to the next question. With a neat label diagram, describe the part of typical anatropous ovule. So this is your typical diagram. In your book it is also given. The funicle is there, hilum is there, scars. When you pluck the seed, you give a scars like attachment, vascular connection, funicle, hilum. Then the micropyle through which the pollen tube enters. This one is a chala gel end. These are the nucellus. This one is a embryo sac, outer integument, inner integument. So these are the part of ovule. You can easily draw the diagram. Question number 5th. What is meant by monosporic? Mono, your word, monosporic development of female gametophyte. Female gametophyte means embryo sac. So try to understand the monosporic development of female gametophyte. During megasporogenesis, one cell of the nucellus, here one cell of the nucellus behave like megaspore mother cell, which undergoes reduction division. One of the nucellus cell behaves like megaspore mother cell, undergoes reduction division to form 4 megaspores, haploid megaspores. Now focus here. Out of these 4 megaspore, 3 degenerates and only 1 remains functional. This functional megaspore divides thrice to form by mitosis, not meiosis. Meiosis taken place once, to form 8 nucleated embryo sac. Okay, this process is called monospory because one megaspore, functional megaspore, undergoes thrice division mitotically to form embryo sac. Question number 6. With a neat label diagram, explain the 7-celled 8-nucleated nature of female gametophyte, that is again embryo sac. So you have to draw the structure of embryo sac. These are the 3 antipodal cell and 3 through micropyle end, 2 synergids, one is egg, together called egg apparatus. Filiform membranes cover these. Egg apparatus includes the filiform apparatus also, and the one nucleus from antipodal cell, another from micropyle end come and fuse together to form secondary nucleus. These are the polar nuclei, later on fuse together to form secondary nucleus. So this one is the structure of embryo sac. Then come to the question number 7. What are the chasmogamous flowers? Can cross pollination occur in cleistogamous flowers? Give reason for your answer. Now come to the answer. The flowers which exposed anther and stigma to favor self pollinations are called chasmogamous flowers. Example, oxalis, commelina, violina. They also produce a different type of flower where the flower never opens. These are called cleistogama flowers. So cross pollination cannot be taken place. The answer will be no. This is because cleistogamous flowers never open. So when the flowers will not open, how the cross pollination will take place? Clear? Come to the question number 8. Question number 8. Mention 2 strategy evolved to prevent self pollination in flowers. So it may be unisexuality. The flower may be staminate or pistillate as you see in papaya palm, or self incompatibility. The same species pollen grains cannot fertilize, cannot develop the pollen tube and fertilize the same species. So, this is called self incompatibility. Hercogamy, there is a barrier between anther and stigma. Suppose that this one is anther and this one is a stigma style ovary. So, there is a barrier developed between these, some flowers are there. So, hercogamy, dichogamy, one mature earlier. So, many etc., many way are there by which the nature has developed this to favor the, to prevent self pollination and favor the cross pollination. Okay. Question number 9, what is self incompatibility? Why does self pollination not lead to seed formation in self incompatible species? Try to understand. The inability of a pollen grains to germinate or male gamete, to produce male gamete, to fertilize the egg of the same species after pollination is called self incompatibility. The flower or the male gametes is not compatible. Okay. The male gamete cannot fertilize the egg to form zygote as the pollen fails to germinate. So, they cannot produce seed in self pollinated in incompatible flowers. Question number 10, what is bagging technique? So, bagging is nothing. Bagging is the first you know, before by understanding bagging, what is emasculation? Emasculation, cutting and removal of male part to avoid unwanted pollination in artificial hybridization is called emasculation. Emasculated flowers, after removal of male part, the female part is covering the stigma or the female part after emasculation to avoid unwanted pollination is called bagging. Clear? It helps in artificial or desirable pollination for the plant breeder. Question number 11, what is triple fusion? Where and how does it take place? So, try to understand. The event of the fusion of one of the two male gametes when vegetative cell pushes during pollen germination. Okay. So, vegetative cell pushes to develop the generative cell, generative cell divides mitotically to form two male gametes. So, out of the two male gametes, with the already gametes fuses with already fused polar nucleus, two polar nuclei to form secondary nucleus and all together form the primary endosperm nucleus is called triple fusion. Try to understand again here in this diagram. These two polar nuclei fuse together and through pollen germination, pollen tube enter and pushes one male gamete for the fertilization of zygote and one fuse with already fused this polar nuclei. Hence, the condition is called triple fusion. Clear? It takes place inside the embryo sac as two polar nuclei fuse together and further fuse with the male gametes to form primary endosperm nucleus, which is triploid in nature. The two central nuclei, what are, next question is, what are the nucleus involved in? So, two central nuclei or polar nuclei N plus N and the one male gametes, that is N. So, N plus N becomes triple N. Question number 12, why do you think that zygote is dormant for sometimes in fertilization in a fertilized ovule? Okay. So, in a fertilized ovule, the zygote is dormant for sometimes as degeneration of synergids and antipodal cells etc. are required for some time. Immediately it cannot develop because it requires some nourishment, and nourishment can be given by degenerating these cells which are helper you can say helper or food for the growing embryo, because zygote develop to form embryo. Okay. Then come to the question number 13. Differentiate between. Now try to understand. Differentiate between hypocotyl, epicotyl, coleoptile, coleorhiza, integument, testa, perisperm and pericarp. So first, A. Hypocotyl, epicotyl. It is the region of the embryonal axis between radicle and the plumule. These are the two parts in the seed. You might have observed the diagram of seed. So the region between the radicle as well as plumule is called the hypocotyl, and the epicotyl, it is the region of embryonal axis between plumule and cotyledon. So plumule and cotyledon, where the attachment of cotyledon taking place and plumule grows, the region above that is called epicotyl. Epi means above, hypo means below. So it is found below the attachment part, it is found above the attachment part. Second is coleoptile, coleorhiza, the covering of plumule in the embryo of monocots. It is the protective covering of radicle and the root cap in the monocot. So it covers the plumule, it covers the radicle. Integument, testa, the covering of ovule, we have already discussed. For protection, it forms the testa during seed development, while it formed from integument of the ovule. Both are protective. Perisperm and pericarp. So the persistent nucellus in a seed is called perisperm, while pericarp is the fruit wall. Suppose that if you draw the diagram of a mango and you know that this one is the seed and what the epicarp, mesocarp together called pericarp. Okay, fruit wall. Now question number 14. Why is the apple called false fruit? So apple is called false fruit because it consists of thalamus, which is other than the ovary. If a fruit develops from only ovary, it is called true fruit. So this is a thalamus receptacle which is edible, and this one is the seed, and the fruit, main fruit is this one, ovary is this one. This one is the thalamus, hence it is called a false fruit. Question number 15. I have already discussed that emasculation is the cutting and removal of male part in order to avoid unwanted pollination or perform the desirable pollination. 16. If one can induce parthenocarpy through the application of growth substance, which fruit would you select? You are familiar with that when we eat the watermelon, the seeds worried about it. So if the we have to induce, one has to induce the parthenocarpic in the fruits, should select watermelon, cucumber like fruit where the seeds are unwanted. Okay. Question number 17. Explain the role of tapetum in the formation of pollen grains. Nothing but nourishes. So tapetum nourishes the pollen grains for its development. What is apomixis and what is its important? Very important question. Many times this question has asked. Try to understand. Apomixis, it is the process of development of seed without fertilization. So definition is clear. Its importance is the farmer can grow successive crops through their own seed and save the money year after year. Farmer has to expend a considerable amount of money to purchase the hybrid seed yearly, year after year. So a major cost, a major expense a farmer has to put for growing the crops, because common seed cannot grow properly. So if the parthenocarpically, apomictically the seed will develop, it will not differentiate, it will not segregate and remain same, and farmer can save the money. Okay, thank you. I tell you that very easily you can answer the question, no problem. Okay, if you have studied my video, earlier video, I think you have no problem, or if you have not studied through Royal Edition, you can see my video later on.